When it comes to my phone situation, 3 is the magic number. Using more devices actually has me less distracted, more focused on the present, and better able to hone in on the task at hand. I had the idea to try more phones because I was feeling pretty frustrated about my relationship with the one. I'd been making a conscious effort to live more in the moment and try to use social media and my smartphone more intentionally. But even with my phone on silent, I'd find myself getting distracted in the middle of my daily tasks. Let me just get some music to stretch to. Oh, my audiobook's ready from the library. How to watch Oprah's interview with... Wait, there's a new variant? How to tell if salmon's gone bad. Just looking random stuff up when I'm supposed to be exercising or cooking or otherwise taking care of myself. Ugh. But thinking about my specific frustrations helped me to come up with an unconventional solution. Hey, it's your girl Asante helping you move consciously and creatively through life, so let's go. There's a problem with having an all-in-one, super convenient, do-everything machine in your pocket. It tempts you to do everything rather than just focusing on your current task. Sometimes I just want to listen to music, not to be pinged by email. And no matter how hard I tried to be disciplined about not checking social or email, knowing that with just a few clicks I could see what people are saying, what's the latest news, did anything come in, how are my analytics, was far too tempting. I found myself missing having an iPod. I thought, well, maybe I should scale back or try using a not-so-smartphone, maybe a flip phone or one of the minimalist phones on the market. But I also like my Spotify. That's how I listen to most music and podcasts these days. And I like my audiobooks from the library. I'm listening through Libby constantly. The apps on my smartphone facilitate a better listening experience. I also had a second smartphone sticking point. Sleep. Like a lot of people, I use my phone as an alarm, so I'd grab it to turn the alarm off in the morning, and I was immediately tempted to scroll through social media or emails or news articles, and I could easily spend the first 30 minutes of my day on things of little importance. Or I'd start getting into work mode before it was appropriate, before I'd taken the time to get myself together and actually start my morning. But the common advice to just get a separate alarm and leave your phone in the other room didn't seem like a great option for me either. I use my phone as a sleeping tool. There's an app called Sleep Cycle that's a sleep tracking app with a really pleasant built-in alarm that can wake you at a less jarring point in your sleep cycle. And that sleep tracker has allowed me to finally get my sleep in check. Made a whole other video about that. And I often listen to an audiobook or guided meditation before bed and as I drift off to sleep. Those things can be critical in shutting off my brain and stopping myself from thinking so much at night. So if I just left my phone in the other room, I'd probably actually have worse sleep. A solution that didn't allow me to have those apps wasn't a real solution that I'd be able to follow through with. This spurred one of my best tech investments in the past year, my Calm phone. This phone is the phone I use at bedtime and while waking up, while exercising, and while doing self-care activities where I shouldn't have the option of being interrupted, like showering and getting dressed and meditating. And of course, any time that I want to be disconnected. I wanted the cheapest, least fancy smartphone I could find, and it made sense to keep it within my iPhone system, so I got a used first generation iPhone SE for $100, and it's not on any phone plan. On this phone, I have my go-to listening and reading apps, so that's Audible, Libby for the library, and Spotify. I have Headspace for meditation, Sleep Cycle is my sleep tracker and alarm, and my Notion setup so that when I wake up, I can see my to-do list and check off my morning wellness habits in my habit tracker. Link to my Notion habit tracker in the description if you're curious. I have Evernote in case there's an idea that I want to jot down. Evernote is my universal note-taking app. I have a timer app, which is helpful when I'm cooking and want to set multiple timers at once. I like checking the weather in the morning, so that's on here. And sometimes I listen to the local news radio station while I'm making breakfast, so that app is on here as well. That's it. On this phone, you will find no email, no calendar, nothing with notifications, and I'm not even logged into my iCloud, so that enforces that separation. I also don't have my password manager on this phone, so if I were to try to download an app or log into an account, there'd be a lot of friction because I'd have to go to another device to look up my password. And because I know this phone is for meditating and relaxed listening, I don't have the urge to be on my other accounts with this phone. I don't have the same urge to surf the internet. It almost feels wrong to do those things on this phone because it's not for that. It's for calm. When I was only using one device, it felt like I was never really off as long as I was using it, even if I wasn't using it for work. But this phone doesn't have any of the associations with work or emails or outside requests and all the stress that goes along with them. I can have my tunes and my books while still being logged off and unreachable. It's been a huge relief to now be able to leave my main phone in the other room. So that's my second most used phone, but I do have a third, and it's my social media phone. I have a social media phone because I am a content creator. This and the versions of this that I do for media companies and brands is what I do for my main work. But just like anyone else, I'm susceptible of scrolling through Instagram or YouTube or Twitter when that's not really what I'm supposed to be doing. So since I can't follow the advice of just delete the apps off your phone, I've put them on what is essentially a work phone as a content creator. This phone is my nicest phone by far. It's an iPhone 12 Pro. It was worth the splurge because it's a production tool and a business expense. The big screen makes it great for serving as a monitor that allows me to control the camera from in front of the camera, like I'm doing right now. And the camera quality is great, so I can film on this phone in a pinch and the footage comes out looking really nice. And if I know I'm going somewhere that I want to vlog or share on Instagram stories, I bring this phone with me to capture it. This phone has my social media accounts, photo and video editing apps, my remote camera control app, apps to review my earnings, and the app to edit the links on my website. And of course, it has the essentials for managing my day, Google Calendar, Evernote, and Notion. Because I want to be focused on content creation when I'm using this phone, I don't have my email or messages coming through. Anyone trying to reach me directly would go through my main phone. This is a great way to ensure that I don't get a ping in the middle of recording a video. It also helps me to separate my personal life from my work life, which can be hard to do as a content creator who does personal vlogging and lifestyle content. But if I'm having lunch with a friend, I can't just whip out my phone and put it on Instagram because I didn't bring my phone with Instagram on it. So just enjoy having lunch with a friend. It forces me to be intentional about when I'm working and when I'm not. If I plan to capture this moment as content, then I'll have the tool I need to do that with me. Otherwise, I stay in the moment. This leaves my main phone. It's a second generation iPhone SE, and it has a bunch of different apps, including email and calendar, transit and rideshare, maps, online banking, and anything else I need in the day-to-day. These three phones have given me so much mental clarity and allow me to have much better boundaries. Saying now I'm on to the online world as a content creator, consultant, producer, and now I'm unavailable and focused on actually making things. Now I'm in Asante the artist mode and I'm documenting my journey. Now I'm just a private citizen going about my day-to-day life. Now I'm in work mode, trying to get things done, and now I'm in relaxing mode, focusing on self-care or winding down for the end of the day. Having those distinctions has had such a big impact on my mental state and has given me a lot of peace. Especially as a content creator, you're always getting comments and emails and people asking for your attention, so it's tempting to keep checking back on the social platforms to see how you're doing. But if that's where your attention is, it means your attention is not focused on actually making the content that people enjoy so much. This three-phone system helps me to maintain that balance and better control my own time. It's also worth noting that this system works so well largely because I have push notifications turned off across the board. Any notifications I do have on, I have set to deliver quietly. Messages are the ones that I have visible on my lock screen, only when I reach for it, and everything else I need to go to the notification center to see. I check my apps, they do not check me. Okay. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb most of the time, so I don't get interrupted by random phone calls, and I just have my close friends and family as my favorites, so of course their calls will come through. So that's how having more devices has led me to be less distracted, more intentional, and better able to control my time. If you're interested in personal development, mindful productivity, and social awareness, that happens to be what I cover on this channel, so consider subscribing. And shout out to my Patreon supporters, my brilliant beans, who are helping me to make this channel more sustainable. As always, remember to live spiritedly and think creatively, and I will see you next time.